revenue here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm just gonna scroll down where they break it down by region. I read the whole thing. It's just something popped. I have a quick math brain. And sometimes I don't know if this works. So what do you get when you add up? Here's a Q3, right? Let me see. Let me make sure I didn't fuck up on. I did fuck up. Am I comparing the wrong quarter? Yeah, that's correct, right? 362, 1024, and 889 for APAC, right? 789. What's their revenue here? Where's the other cash coming from?
Coin.
I'm sorry?
Coin.
This is what they said they made on 726. This is what they add up by the region here. 7926, right? And then
Maybe some hedging they did, or
well,
No.
this it wouldn't be, it would be reported.
maybe those job cuts.
7925. Yeah, well, job cuts, you don't roll it into the quarter. It depends. If it did happen in Q3, they would have to report in Q3.
Yeah, see, there's the unaudited, is it? Because I know they change metrics for GAAP and non-GAAP for like some, fuck, like shares or whatever. They pay people in shares or whatever, their compensation component of it, or some stuff that goes.
Yeah,
into
but
one
then
that
this
comes
is
out of another.
what caught my eye the most. I want to show you guys something here, but it's just the numbers that add up. To me, usually when you look up stuff like this, you should not see much variance. Here's your GAAP and non-GAAP EBITDA here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, that's only 1.5 million.
Yeah, something's off. I think somebody put some numbers in last minute. Where is this?
I think the word unaudited saves them.
Oh, no, what's this? Oh, here it goes. Look at this, guys. Something seem off to you guys or no? I want you guys to look here. Teachings.
Yeah, I mean, their revenues die. Oh, it's year to date, full year. What are their quarterback? Was this Q3?
Margins going up even though the profits came down.
Okay.
That's cost cutting component.
Is there anything in this section here that's interesting?
The FX impact is negative.
You're saying
Oh,
US dollar will go
okay.
down.
If this is the worst year, 2022 was when the dollar was strongest, right? Was it?
Yes, it's the highest it's been ever.
So let me look at this. This is, here's 2022. Come on. Right? 2022. Something just doesn't seem right. The dollar went up 22%. 2021. So from here to here, the dollar went up 862, correct? Let's take a look at something. How come your impact for a full year of 2022 is almost in line with the impact, FX
No,
impact?
it's it's year to date. Are they only through 3
YTD.
quarters?
Yeah, it's not full
Yeah.
year.
No,
It's
but
not
this
a
is
full
year
year
to
yet.
date. So do a prorated run. Take 450
Divided by 3 times.
divided by 3
Well,
times 4.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sorry, 600K impact, same as 2022. Okay. I believe it. I
Yeah,
believe
I
it.
mean, it's gonna be higher, but
So 2022 dollar went down 13%, which can be also a negative impact, right? Can be a negative impact. If 560 was a 12% impact, and how many of these companies expected this? A 21% increase.
nobody.
And you're telling me that your run rates for 600K on 8% more impact from this year to this year? Is Karthik on? He's an accountant. He's not. This does not add up to me. This here that somehow does not add up to me at all. This number here. I think they're fudging the number to make it look good.
There is some comment there which probably is not visible because it's PDF, that green sign. They might have written something there in order to explain what do they mean.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any comments.
No, it's just a shitty Excel copy and paste that
Yeah.
they put into their earnings release.
Yes, that's what they did.
Yeah, and they did it everywhere. I feel like anywhere where there's a green box, there's some adjustments. That's at least what I do.
Yeah, no, I guarantee there is.
It's just an odd report if you guys read the whole thing. I mean, here, look at the results here. Look where they added the most members. Do you guys see this?
Yeah, in
So one-
Korea.
Yeah. So 1.4 million added there, 0.6 in Europe, Latin America 0.3, right? That's 0.9 plus this 2.3, and then 0.1 here. Okay, they're rounding, right? So then they also give you something here that's interesting. I mean, if you guys read the report, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just short bias on it, but here's this. This is average revenue per membership here. So they added, and
That seems high.
I'm sorry, but yeah. Okay, so let's say 1637 in you know America, right? So let's see. What did we say about Canada? I'm sorry, guys, that I'm going. At least I'm trying to teach you something here. If you guys want me to switch, I'll switch. But look at this. We added 100,000 memberships here, right? Let's just do this. Very funny report. So in APAC, damn it. In APAC, we added 2.2 million. What kind of customers did you add? Like, and what's going on? So
Yeah.
you added the most paid membership to your lowest paying subs in the world.
Yep. That's where and that's where they're bombing out about their memberships or whatever. That's what got them the biggest bump.
Yeah, I got him the biggest bump, but the revenue, even
Your
quarter
margin
over
sucks.
quarter, like it's horrible. And then if you look, I mean, you could take the margin, take the revenue, you can get it by the here, and then you can take their cost and divide it by the cost region, unless they give it up there and out what it costs.
Negative. How do they have the negative FX year over year? That's weird.
Well, you can have negative, right? You can have a negative FX impact.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I was thinking the dollar.
They're saying that 13% of this will probably be the impact of FX here, which is 10%, 8.8 cents.
Yeah,
So,
depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
Normally it's reported in constant currency, and then you take the FX
Yeah,
back over to
true.
the or to the US.
So imagine what happens when they send all of this revenue back to US.
Yeah.
So 834, they added the most members there. Then you look at, Europe, 0.6. 0.6 memberships added. So this is what I don't understand. Well, maybe they're comparing here, they're comparing quarter. Okay, quarter over quarter. So they're comparing this number to this number. And Latin America.
Netflix whole
Yeah,
model
APAC
is like
streaming paid net change 1.43 versus 1.3.
Latin America, 0.3. So the price went down in the Q3 that they added in Latin America, everywhere but America. Right? Look, 834, 858, 1081. Interesting, right? And then if you do quarter over quarter, same thing. Here it went up in Latin America. Here it went down by a lot. Yeah. If you like to learn more, I mean, we can have more classes on it. But this one, I was just reading before I got on, and I think they're betting on this.
It's very flat. I don't know what the hell. I don't feel like doing math tonight.
But there's one sentence here. You gotta read this. Okay, well, read this, please. Whoever wrote that, I hope they still have a job.
like
Yeah, Disney's definitely losing.
But building a large, successful streaming business is hard.
No.
And you've built it already?
oh yeah, this was
I'm sorry, but people are not giving them content. The game changed. They no longer sell content to Netflix. They have to create their own. Anyways, okay. Well, we'll see how it does tomorrow. I just want to bring this up.
like also Netflix, they should not dump the whole series at one shot. They should be like one episode per week or something.
Well, they say it helps with their engagement when they do it the other way. So, yeah. Let's kind of look at the naked chart, see what's going on first. So weekly, if you guys remember, right, on the FVG stuff, fair value gap, there is a gap here that hasn't been filled, right? So I explained that today a few times. So there's a gap here at 38.20. And this could be what they're going for, which means they would try to break the structure here as well. On this one, it would make a higher high, and then we would see it's coming from a lower low. So that would be interesting. And then if we were to check this volume profile just to see if there is something there, and look, you guys understand the fair value gap now and how it
Not fully.
Okay. So when they say fair value gap, it's basically saying the gap that has not been filled due to the imbalance created, whether it was a selling liquidity that caused it or buying liquidity. In this case, for instance, in this case, you had a buying liquidity break up, and then what they did is basically they left this area of the candle was basically low liquidity, that there was no volume executed. It's just basically bots bidding so rapidly, or maybe just manipulating a little bit in between. So if I was to grab this run, I'm just gonna grab it to here. There should be a low volume in there. Look at this.
Gotcha.
So it's basically telling you that this ran on something that most of us will never understand in the background, if that makes sense. You will never find out, logically and systematically what happens. I mean, how can you drive the price if nobody's buying or selling? Like I don't know. Have you guys ever looked at a chart in 30 seconds? No, nobody. Have you looked at a chart in 1 second?
Yeah, 30 seconds. That's quick.
So you can notice liquidity kind of gaps on 30 seconds here. There it goes. It happened right here at 4:59. And you guys see this? So watch this now. You guys see that? I'll grab it here.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there, guys. There's literally nothing there.
But if the price moves up or down based on anyone's aggression to buy or sell, then how come there is a jump in price? Not getting it probably.
How's there a jump in price if there's nobody aggressively buying or selling?
Yeah, that's the question.
The question is, I don't have an answer. It's called a liquidity void. Basically, they just jumped over this, and it's almost like an auction. 500 going once, never mind. 650, who wants it? It's like, hey, what about the price in between?
Okay.
So
It's like someone.
supposedly there was a buyer that didn't like it at the 3702. He's like, no, man, you know what? I'll give you 3706.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah. And usually, if you find that liquidity kind of like this, like a gap, look what happens. You guys see this? 2 times.
So still there were orders which were in hanging state and someone came back to just fill them up and went back.
Exactly. So there was a buying liquidity that caused it to run up. But you needed matching selling liquidity. So in order for me to buy something, somebody has to sell it. So if you're moving crap with no liquidity, with no volume, somebody's got to come in there eventually and fill that. And look what they did. Filled it twice. I don't know, Seth. Hold on, I'll unmute you. You're unmuted, Seth. I don't know. Okay. Does that make sense so far? Just want to show you guys that. It's kind of cool.
Thank you.
Yep. So obviously today, you guys saw, I mean, it was, I thought they were going to push it higher here. I thought they were going to break this old SR that they had. They came right to it, right, at 3734, and then literally rejected from there. So that was here. They came back. I was aware of this level, but the way this candle was approaching it, if you guys look at it, I checked multiple time frames and I was like, man, if this candle is approaching, kind of like this at 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, well, I'll put my chips in that we're going to break this and come back for a retest, and I'll be out on over the level. Well, they never did that, right? So they had a surprise here, and then today, 1018. So same thing. I was like, okay, well, you guys are going to break it. They came back, dipped below it, set up a trap, and then they went over it. I think we caught this move down short and a couple of moves in between here that we did catch today trading on futures. And I was live for most of all of them, besides when I stepped away on a 20 contract for a little bit.
Yeah, we got a couple.
So now, where do we go? So we hit the 1 hour supply here. Pretty good, right? So it's almost like you got out of this channel, with the bottom kind of being an anomaly, I would call it. Call it spring for now. So if you guys look here, let me go 65 minutes. I would say that's a pretty good, let me just remove this. I would say that's a pretty good channel that we are in before. So if you guys look, you're in a nice channel here, came back, rejected it, went over, bounce, dipped, rejection. And now we regained that one. So this is a key level right now for it, believe it or not. Holding this is going to give it ability to look for the channel upside to somewhere else. So that looks to be somewhere around here, which is 38.20. Do you guys remember, is there anything at 3820 that we were going for?
Big volume node.
Big volume node, yep. So here you have this, and then we are starting a massive. I don't know why this, does anyone have this where the POC hides behind this? No idea why it does that. Just went away. So you have a really big volume node here. And now we're
3892.5 is 21st September VPOC.
okay. Yeah, there was a VPOC that Macari mentioned today. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
on.
we just about got it.
So right now, this is a massive supply that we got here. Right, and then you have this little channel. I would think, what do you guys think this should be here? What do you guys think this is, right? If you look at it, I want to see if somebody can connect the dots.
Supply.
Just
Yeah.
seeing like
Yeah, but this is that kind of gap that we talked about, right? Is the skinny belly. I'm trying to teach you a little bit deeper under the skin. What happens is that they're moving this on a lot less volume. So this selling liquidity here eventually needs to be matched. This needs to be completed before we go down, if that makes sense. And then you also have, you know, I don't know how bad this one here is on volume, but you see that there's a lot of low volume on that full candle there. I mean, even if you look here on the bottom, it's not that much volume on that candle, right? So some of these will have to be filled back up. Like they will have to be relooked at. And I'm not saying that now, but the closest one usually gets filled. Like this one here, pretty certain that eventually we're gonna come back here and tap this zone.
Shorty, really fast, would you mind going over like accumulation and distribution really quick? I mean, you basically just highlighted an accumulation zone right there.
Let me just go to MES. Do you guys know how many stages we got? My God, this is an old chart. Oh, look at the colors I have. Okay, so if you guys look at this, right? So usually you have, you know, I call it stage one when you kind of run up like this. You know, you dumped here and then, you know, you started running up here. I would call it up to here. Right, so this is your kind of, I don't know if I can type on this. So this is your stage one when you think about it, right? So you do have accumulations that happen in all of these, but these accumulations create what? When you're accumulating, what happens?
It gives you sideways price movement.
Well, yeah, but if it's an accumulation, like for instance here, that means, you know, if you're accumulating or if you're going to be distributing here, we don't know, right? Till you actually break or whatever the purpose is. You can tell sometimes based on volume. So here you accumulated, and usually they're going to drive the price up, right? Then they're going to release more news and media, and they're going to reaccumulate, and then they're going to drive it up all the way to their targets, right? So you see them kind of doing this over and over, right? Accumulate, but all stage or bullish uptrend.
Right.
Then you get in a stage two, and it's kind of called flatlining or basing, right? So here, I don't know how far, maybe I would call it up to here. You're basing inside of this little box, right? So this here, usually you want to call, I call it in my world stage two. And then you have stage three. So from here, I would say from here, I don't know where it's going, but and then we start the process again. And this will be stage four. So if you guys look at this and you kind of replicate this on 5 minutes, 1 minute, 10 minutes, whatever you replicated, this repeats on every one of them. You get stage 1, you get an up run or up thrust, and then you get a consolidation like this, or called basing. And then you get a stage 3, which is your downtrend. And then you have to base again. So if I look up the video, it's the same concept here. I'll just go on 3 days here. What do you guys see? Up run, consolidation, downtrend. Now you need it. You really, it needs to spend. Look how much time is spent. And I remember these times because I was trading it heavily. How frustrating at times it was, you know, when it would come up here to these. So if you look at the ranges here, you had a range and you're like, man, I'm getting a breakout, right? How many traders fell for this? A lot. I promised you there was a lot of, I was probably one of them, frustrated traders. Where man, it went up, you broke the daily consolidation, now they add even time to it. It's like, how long has it been? And they say, man, it's been 181 days in consolidation and we broke above it. And then they brought it back up, but they also dipped it right below, right? Why do you think why do you think they dipped it below? Oh my God. It's called a trap.
Who went short?
The retails. They went for the liquidity trap. So basically all the short sellers got trapped here. And then that's called a spring. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but called the spring. They usually pull this up and then, you know, you'll eventually break out of that box. So here's your stage 1.
Yeah, they want to make sure they got everybody before they go back up.
And here, I would probably say this. Right here is the stage 2. You guys get it, I don't have to write it out. And then here's your stage 3. And then now you need to see a basing, right? If it is going to base here, you guys really think we're going to turn around on 6 days of consolidation and go up? Just be realistic.
No.
How long did it take them to fill up their warehouse last time?
Months?
Yeah, it took them 6 months.
I think even AMD did something like this. I ended up just selling. I got so frustrated.
Oh yeah, AMD was the same way. But guys, this is my point. So here's your stages, catching rockets. I'm going a little deeper now that you got me on topic. So you have an up run. You're going to have consolidations in between, right? If you read the Anna Cooling book, you'll understand this. They reaccumulate, they manipulate, right? This is called manipulation. They bring it back, drive it, and then here's where they emptied out the warehouse. They accumulated a bunch of shit here, 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 here. So imagine, you know, here, just to give you an idea. For instance, up to here, their average was 88. And then you grab this here, and their average was 132. So between these two, they're already increasing price, but they're also able to sell this, right? Once they achieve here, you know, you look at the volume and you see a huge uptick in volume, right, in this box. And then they come back here and they gave a lot of good nodes here on volume. They drove it back up only to do what?
Drive it back down. And
then there was something telling you here also when you, if you're to look at volume profile, gap protection or FVG, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you guys call it. Did they come to try to fill that liquidity? Of course they did.
Fill the warehouse again.
No, here they offloaded more. I mean, it just keeps going. Like they just keep going here. So they offloaded in stage 3 here. We're still in a downtrend, lower high, lower lows. A lot of people see a bull flag. What do you guys think will happen to this bull flag here? That once it breaks, I hope it breaks. Think it's gonna go up high?
I guess it'll retest and then go up.
It's gonna be the best trap possible.
Yeah.
Because you do not have enough power to push it back up. Right? So until you take care of all of the sellers, you cannot really go up if you haven't accumulated much. Like to drive it, right? Because you gotta have a lot of shares so others don't. Or make the cost of borrowing higher for shorting. Does that help? I don't know who asked. Who asked?
Rockets.
Okay.
So what basically what you're telling us is that we're gonna be consolidating for a little bit before it.
No, I didn't say that. That never came out. If you want to go up, it will need to find a range to consolidate, whether that range is here or that range might be here. It needs to consolidate. It needs to create a base, and we are not creating a base yet. They thought we were creating a base right here.
Yeah.
Until we're not. Now, I don't know. I mean, look how wide this range was that we were in.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna stay in this range very long. And I don't think it's upside. Okay. There, so yes. So this would be the key levels for, yes, we got to get over this supply here. If you guys want to go along, we got to clear this. We really got to clear this. And even here, there's massive shelf somewhere around here, like still heavy here. So 38.20, once you clear that, then you get an almost clear shot for 27 points that is just going to fly through from, volume perspective. Our 80% rule looks really good. 50 points is doable. I mean, obviously they did it twice today.
3 times.
Oh yeah, almost 3. Well, they went here, here, here. Yeah, you're right. 1, 2, 3, I would say 4 times maybe if you count this little, well, if you take the distance from here to here, probably same. Pretty wild, yeah. So now, we had, so is this funny? If you guys look at these volume profiles here, they're all consolidating value area low. You get a really big range here, but get a big drop. Then you come in, you get a, I guess lowercase b.
It's like they're all avoiding the same areas.
And then all of a sudden, you get a P-shaped short squeeze. Shouldn't, if this was a natural growth, how would you guys expect to see this movement up? If this is not a short squeeze.
Double distributions.
Stair stepping.
Yeah, we need some stair stepping. You need to have some support and bases, right? Like remember, I just covered the stages, right? It goes up, get up. It needs to go up, right? But it needs to have those little boxes in between. I mean, had a box up here, then it went down, had a box here, here looks good, came back for a retest, which is good. So we retested this level and went up here. But this area here, I mean, you just draw the, the POC from the bottom to the top here to the current. What do you guys think happens once we lose 36.45?
You're gonna
3,600.
You're gonna be going 35.80s here, like easy. Right. So usually when when you see a P shape like this with a very wide range, especially a day after you had a a swing of like what 5-6%. Oh, maybe I made a mistake. About 9%. I mean, that's not normal. And then the next day you just take off and you're running, probably because you got. What do you guys think happened for market makers here? Just think about the story. Hey guys, let's break the low of the day, the recent low, 35.80. Done, boss, all done. Let's trap. How many people do you guys think shorted here? It was 18 billion of them, guys.
A whole bunch of people.
$18 billion worth of retail puts right here.
Holy
Or
shit.
guys, there's only like 8% left of retail puts.
Oh my God.
So all that money transferred. And then the bulls got excited. They're like, fuck it, I'll go along now. They're like,
Yeah.
go along. Yeah,
I bet they did.
they had another bull flag here, right? So they ran this. They had another bull flag. Then they had another one here, right? And then hopefully they got out on the call side because then they got decimated here. And then they accumulated here. They gave them another trap here. That was so dirty. They gave them a nice trap here. They gave them a trap. They dipped it. More puts, more trap. Went higher. Then again, look what they did to us. I mean, it was yesterday as well. Dipped it below, brought it back in. So another trap. Boom. And then you're looking at this now. Same thing, you know, low of the day. How many people thought they were gonna go lower today? I did. As soon as we got inside the value area low, I was like, man, I'm sorry, inside this value, I was like, okay, well, if they hold it here, we have a chance of 3680. Poor structure here. I mean, this could be a limit down day. That was in my
I
mind.
remember you saying that.
Especially with the Apple news.
Yeah, then you know you have really bad Apple news, you know, and then you have Netflix news that negate the bad news of Apple. So, and that's where we are right now. So hopefully this makes sense what I'm trying to kind of illustrate, explain it. If it doesn't, you can ask questions. But you learn where the balances are and you know how to play it. So for instance, the one that we just talked about, this one right here, you know, we are still inside the balance here. You guys see it?
Yeah.
This whole uptrend here, all the way to the last candle. What do you guys see? Well, guys, this is my value area high, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is my value area high, and are we breaking this?
Nope.
Guys,
Nope.
it's been 30 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles have not been able to. They're not accepting much price above this.
Hmm.
So if you're not accepting this value area right here, well, are you looking to go lower towards where you exploded from to check the buyers?
Yes.
Remember, they're gonna check the buyers.
Is there a chance that they would just gap up?
Of course, yeah. Well, they're very good at that. But this is futures right now. There's no gap ups in futures, unfortunately, unless it's
Gotcha,
literally
gotcha.
gaps.
What do you have your go long there at? 37.
30. I'll call it 3780. Yeah. 37.8975.
That's the
Yeah.
top of the daily cloud, right?
I don't have them open right now. My room gets super hot when I start running shit, but let me rewind in my head. 4-hour top was 4-hour top was 37.58. So the day, yeah, I would think it's there. Yes, I'll check afterwards and let you know tomorrow morning.
So the bottom of the daily top is at 3841
3841.
Yeah.
Top of the daily.
daily. So
It's
the
so far.
bottom part of the top.
The 1.5.
Yeah. The top
Where's
of the
the
top.
daily mid?
Oh, I don't have it open either. I just have it on my, I put the level on my ES chart on TradingView.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, I can tell you. I can open it really quick. Give me a second.
Yep. And here, if you guys look right, you know, once we lose this level here, 3760, if you guys are hungry for 10 points, you probably short this. You know, if you're scalping, you can take the 10 points. But, you know, this is where, you know, I'm looking to short tomorrow. Who knows what that scenario would be.
PDPOC retest.
It would be something like that. Where's my entry? Okay, guys.
Shouldn't be
PD value area high.
The retest of the previous day value area high.
Why not here?
Because it
That's
could
great.
reverse.
because the price has not come inside the PD value areas high.
Okay. Let me just bring back the terminology to all of you guys.
That's the breakout.
Okay, take a look, please. Why the inside?
Because the price has not been accepted inside that previous day value area.
Thank you. It needs to be accepted. When it's accepted, it's going to come here, and it's much easier for us. So think about the logic, guys. It's much easier for me to short it here, knowing that there are short sellers here. If there were short sellers here, well, why not jump on their train and short here? That's my test account, dumpster. You saw what I did today, how many commissions I paid. Yeah, that was a wild day on trading.
I think you'll love where the daily mid is, Shorty.
Where is it?
3692.
3692. Ooh. 369.
There's even a weak block.
Right by
Right
your
near the-
run up POC.
There's even a weak block there.
Say it again.
There's even a weak block at 3692.
Yeah, the PLC right there.
Let's see, where is it?
That's
Oh,
probably
is
going
this
to be
the-
an insane bounce.
It'll be a good bounce here. It'll be a good bounce there. Are you guys calling this POC to be? Yeah, this is VPOC here. Is that the one you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this is a good buy zone. So hopefully some of you guys that are new, most people in this group, I don't think they'll play the breakout if this breaks right here. Like I would say majority of other people, the way they play this here, they're gonna hop this, get here, probably lose a lot of money because there's no plan in it. Where would most of you guys love to buy it here?
I'd like to get the retest of that value area high. Or are you talking about long?
Well, if I mean, depends where we open, but what's your ideal buy?
The run up POC.
Yeah, it's the run up POC. Doesn't
Yeah.
make sense not to be here. And if you know this information, if you know the heaviest volume, and look at the candles, right? There's a lot of buying here, and there's not a lot of buying here. So when you come back down, if you don't defend this level, what does that mean? Well, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of volume here. So think about it. If it goes up with ease, it will come down with ease as well. So hopefully that makes sense. There's no volume here. Once you lose this value area, this volume here is free. But think about it. This value area is made up of, I don't know how many points here, guys. This is tight. 16 points, right? 16 points made up 68.2% of volume.
And how long of a time frame did that happen in?
And that was 7 hours.
Yeah, so in a day's time, it could totally change.
So it took you 7 hours to consolidate here, 68.1%. But then this whole run up here, this here is your second standard deviation. You know, this is your third somewhere. I mean, you're hitting leftovers, and that's what I'm saying. So you just remember these zones as you're running, because if you don't defend this area where you accumulated, right? You accumulated here as well, but you went to the downside. If I really wanted to look at their volume and their buying, I would just have to go from here to here, and I'll look at all of their buying, where they are. Now look, that value area high let me hide this here. The value area high that we had earlier shifts down, right? So it shifts down to the buying right here at 37.41. And then that POC still kind of comes back here. It's at 36.92, which matches pretty much the daily med that we just talked about. So ideally, right, if we know the buying is going to happen here, so they could get a nice bounce here. If we come back to the 37.42, there's a high probability for a bounce. Because remember, the PD value area high or this, what carries more weight? This volume profile and this value area high or PD value area high?
PD.
I think PDB.
The previous day.
Anyone else?
The FVP because it's had more time to develop.
Yeah. And it's very, very recent, guys. I'm just grabbing two. If I grabbed, you know, a lot of days over a year or 6 months or 3 months, well, then you want to trust the most recent levels, right? Anything past 30 days, it's kind of stale data in market world, right? It loses the memory past 30. It's kind of like just kind of wipes it out. But this is 2 days worth of data, right? So this value area high is more important than PD value area high. And watch the behavior tomorrow. This is where you learn. Watch how it reacts. You know, is this level going to cause a reaction? Well, just take a look at the price action, you know, here today. You know, it didn't really respect the PD value area as much. It had some bounces, had a reaction here, and it did okay here. But not something that you'd be like, okay, man, that was like perfect. Right here, it came short. But look at here, you know, on PD value area low, came very close, right? And it bounced and it held it, which was good. And we kind of saw that. This value area low was not even tested. They're not even exploring this area right now. Because in order to get to here, they got to clear this demand here. So a lot of buyers, what this tells you, found good price right close to the POC. That's another confirmation for what?
Long.
It's gonna be very strong, guys. When you have a volume accumulation setup and your value area bottom is right below it, that tells you in that area, they believe they got the strongest value they could, right? Because they bought a lot here and then it popped up. So that means if the price was to come back, most likely that they would do the same. Does this make sense or am I just talking to the walls?
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Because you have to understand the concepts and the ideas behind the value areas, the POCs, you know, highest volume right below POC, value area low, you know, I mean, I would say, well, obviously here, this was the value area low of that day, if you guys remember. So, I mean, it tells you for one day, you know, 7 hours they accumulated here, and then obviously they popped it. They left some liquidity gaps. They came back today, they filled them. And now they might be going for the next liquidity, right? So if you're able to break this, you know, we will make a higher high, probably reject here, and you can go long where? If you're to do this, what do you do here? What would you do here? Would you go long? I would. I would look for this level to go long. Right here, because this would mean that they're trying to accept the price above this. If I can catch this 37.80, you know, to 37.90, that's not bad, 10 points if you're trading ES. Even if I could tell you an SPX, I guarantee you 10 points up now. If you get in, would you get in?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if there's somebody who says no, then you need to rethink your trading and how you want to trade and make money in this market. If your goal is to make 30, 100 points every time and catch these moves, good luck.
Good luck. You got to be fast, man.
It's not only fast, right? Here, I mean, you got to catch it. I caught a lot of this move today when it happened. On the initial one, I know Dumpster was mad.
I think you gotta be lucky as well. Like,
You lucky bastard.
So I caught a lot of it, right? We were not breaking a certain level, the value area high of the day, and that was my convincing thing. If you're not able to break the value area that you're in today, and that's where my stop loss is, I'd rather lose 2,000 than lose 1,000 because you're gonna do a stop loss hunt on me, and then I'll feel bad because you're gonna do this. So I increased my stop loss above value area high, even though my ratio was crap, because of my second entry was the heaviest one, and it should have been the third entry, should have been the heaviest today. And I messed up on my average. If I got in on a third on 10 contracts and I did 5.5 on the initial ones, my average would have been much better.
You were down a bit for a while.
I was down over $1,000 at one point, and then it went really nice down. Okay, so now we're watching this. This is your scenario. If you're really risk averse, how would you play this? What do you see, Dumpster, here? If you're really risk and you don't want to take this entry, what do you do?
Huh? Wait, what? Take the
If I
retest.
wanted to go long and I don't want this option here,
Oh, you played the reject.
well, risk averse doesn't mean you're bearish.
Bearish day POC.
Can I not do this?
Wait for retest. Yeah, go up.
There's
Yeah, you
this
just find
scenario.
your level and then you wait for the retest of it.
Yeah, so you have to go low. Where would I short if I want to short this level?
Right there.
Well, right here? Yeah, I agree. Right there.
No, right
Be
there.
more specific, come on.
Come on, man. No, right there. I would short.
If we're able to do this, right, and you're seeing that we're making lower highs and we dip a little bit, then they come and they're not able to make a higher high with the last peak, usually they will do this. And your entry would be probably in a second retest here because the first one might pop through it and catch more people short here and get them out. And then the second one usually is pretty good. Okay. So hopefully you guys have an idea on ES. Any questions on ES?
No. You were trading MES today, right?
Mm-hmm.
No wonder. Every time you said we're getting close to the value area high, I kept looking at ES. I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
Well, it should be the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It?
It's the same.
Should be,
Yeah. Well, there was a couple of things that was not matching right. Something else. Maybe I was looking at something else.
There's a weekly VPOC here as well, just so you guys know. And they filled this one here. So that's interesting here. So this is your, week range. Previous week range is right here. And if you guys look back, you have to kind of go left and look. This is the top of the next closest value area that it's in right now, right? And you guys see that this week's value area low, again, is falling in that zone that we were thinking about, potentially defending and buying here. So here, there's a high chance that they're gonna do what here now? They might go to the top of that range right there, 38.20. And then a week prior to that, they have 37.82. So that 37.80 becomes pretty much the easiest one for playing long, if that makes sense. Like this option, pretty risky. Okay, so we're out of balance now on the weekly. How's 7 days? Cool. Anything interesting here?
Fair value gap.
On this right here, yeah. But anything else?
Skinny belly?
Okay, what about balance?
Looks like most of the balance is way below the level we are now. Or at least the consolidation that they
Guys, this is our current week right here.
Failed.
This is our current week. Are we in balance or not in balance?
Well,
We're
it looks like
inbound.
balance.
We are in balance.
In balance, yes.
That's correct. We are in balance. If we want to break out of this, we would have to go out of this 38, 100 here, 37.8, 37.80. Pop, you get 20 points. And then you would have to be in another week prior to that, or 7 days prior to that, you would still be in balance. So this right here, this whole area here, the 2 weeks that you see here, this is Monday to here. Let me just hide this PVP. Look at we're out of this. If you grab this whole area right now, like if I grab this to the end, we're out of the balance on this one. Yeah, I see that. Right, 2 weeks here, we're out of the balance. So now we'll see what happened the first time we popped. Does everybody see the balance I'm talking about, or you guys lost?
I see it.
The balance is the value area high to value area low here. This is the balance. Just go here. And you see that we are still in. And then here we popped up over it, came back, rejected, came back inside. Then they set up a nice trap for people volume profile, and boom, they popped over it. So now this PD value area high is not bad. If we get in there, high chance you go to POC. But since these are very close, you can catch this move for 11 points. But then the real move starts right below that for about 30 points. So it's interesting, where we are right now. It's like you popped out of the, 2-week balance or 14-day balance. You're outside of it, but on the prior week balance, you're still in it. So you haven't confirmed that you really want to get out of this zone yet. Because we want it to be outside of this week as well. This is our prior week.
Didn't
So
it
once
look like a pending retest of 38.20 to you before they go take it back into balance? When you look back at that.
say it again.
I said, doesn't it look like a pending retest of 38.20 again?
Yeah, to see if they're gonna, if they're gonna hold it. If that's, because this right now looks like a range. It doesn't look more not a range. This is our blue on the top. I'll just draw another blue on the bottom. I mean, this to me right here, these two here to me looks like a range. And if we're in a wide range before next move, I mean, that's 38.20 to 35.70. Pretty good range to be in. And if you're trading ranges, the range would say to short it right here. But yes, I agree. I think that, we could, and it's the same setup that happened before. So if you guys look, we popped, did we pull back? We pulled back, we popped, but we pulled back a little lower. Is that bullish or bearish to you guys? If you're not following what I'm saying, please ask.
Bearish.
Yeah, this is fairly bearish. I mean, here you pulled almost to the top of the range, then you retraced. And I would say you probably retraced 38.2 here or less, if I was to guess. So let's see. Sorry, I meant to do it the other way. And look where we went above it, right? And we bounced. So it showed you it was a little bit more trend left right there. Then if you go here, and we bounced right on it. So it's still very strong uptrend right now, but compared to the previous run that you had, it's a little bit weaker now in terms of the spacing. So here you bounced before it, here you kind of touched it and dipped right into it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then I'm looking at 65-minute candle here. It does not look the most bullish, but yeah. All right, any questions on this? Does it make sense, at least logically, why, what, where? It's important that you guys understand it. So. Yep, so that's a yes. Okay, I guess I will use this layout in a second. Okay, who can tell me about story here, the balance? Anyone? Anyone? I'll take a stab.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
How would you just kind of explain the balance we're seeing on NQ? Like, where are we? What's next in the story? How would you explain it?
We are out of we are in previous week value area currently in balance, and that's and also in the week prior to that. So
Okay, good.
once we cross the previous week value area high, that's where, oh, sorry, that's where you can, if the price goes above and comes back, that means that's where you can short it at the retest.
This
Yeah,
is
if
one.
it goes up, then you can take a long there. But if it comes back, then you can short it here.
That's correct. Good job. Yep. So this is your confirmation to go long, and your first target would be prior. This is 5 days or 7 days, I believe. 7-day balance POC would be your first target here.
POC, yep.
And then here you will have this value area high, and you see that there's going to be congestion here because there's this value area low here that's also sitting September 13th, 22. So now if you think about it, you have the September 22nd till October 22nd. This is your
second target.
Say, what was it, October what? Third. So now you see, right? So, 2 weeks ago, you're in the range. Here, you're still in the range. So this is kind of, if you look at it, guys, if you just pay attention, if you're a swing trader, you should use 7-day balances. So here, you would still look at it, September 22nd. Not September 22nd, this would be 20, whatever that is, Monday 3rd. What in the world? So now if you guys look here, right? Look here. What did they do? They got inside. What did they do? Ran it up to the closest volume node available and dumped it down, right?
Yep.
Then you went
Mhm.
over this volume node, and now you're looking, and if they're gonna run this up, there's a high chance that this would be the target here. If we get over this, there's a high chance we go test the top of this value area. Super, super high chance. So that's kind of the way I look at it, and when I put it in my head, how I describe it, that's it. And I would say that if I was to grab more data here, right, what would you guys expect to see here? If I was to grab a larger volume profile, what would you guys expect to see here?
More volume.
Let's check.
Nothing much.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Here, not much, but look at this here.
Yep.
I mean, this is pretty much your POC here. We're literally stuck right now on this POC here. And who knows how to change this? Why is my POC hiding behind? Does anyone know how to bring it back? Somebody mentioned
Bring
something.
it to the front. Bring that FRVP to the front. You can right click on it. To the visual order, bring the front. That should set it.
Still does that weird shit where it's hiding.
It's because your bars are too big. Like turn that shit down from 100 to 80 or something.
Oh, okay, I
There
see.
you go.
You're right. But why wouldn't they make the POC extend past the width of the box?
Because that's your range. That's as far as it goes.
I see what you're saying. So they stop on the range they
Yeah.
here. So if you make the box wider, so here you wouldn't even see it. Yeah.
Nope.
But
Why do you change that? Just you like it that way?
well, sometimes when I look at it, right, I don't want candles to overlap, right? I think it's set at 75 for most people.
No, it's like 25.
25?
It's the percentage of the day that the data will cover. So at 100, it's 100% of the daily volume, and it's from left to right 100% the day, the
this,
time
the
of
day.
day.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's
I don't know.
basically just percentage of the data that you'll see compared to the data of the day.
Yeah. I think 25 is good. I just like seeing the shelves and I guess
Yeah,
maybe 20,
30 is standard. I just looked.
30.
Thanks.
I mean, I can live with this. Yeah.
I usually leave mine at 100 just because then it shows the data all the way up to the current candle.
I just don't look at hiding shit.
Well, this showing you here does not select data. It's just the width of the box, right? Percent of the box.
Right, the percent of the day.
Yeah. Percent of the day. But if you extend right, that changes the deal here a little bit. Right. So now I'm grabbing
the length of the data.
That length of the data change from here to here on POCs right there. So we're struggling with this POC from September 21st. Since we entered this range, maybe hit the value area high here. This is, yeah. I think might not be a bad short even without a retest, but let's see what they do. So, okay. So any questions on NQ? Fairly, I guess, simple here. I think the best short starts kind of happening PD value area high. And then there's a high chance that you might push it all the way to the bottom of this value area eventually, which is 10.824. Considering it's earnings season, you have November 8 coming up. I think if they pop over it, we're going here. And then there something happens. I don't know when the big boys start announcing Apple and such, but if the Apple demand and sales were real, unless they're scamming us, like telling us Apple cuts production and then they come out and it's like they blow it out of the waters. What do you guys think happens?
Did Apple verify that news, or is it just someone reporting it?
I don't know. I mean,
it was in the news.
But was it Apple or was it somebody reporting on behalf of Apple?
I want to say the first one I saw was a report, but then Twitter started coming out with the news. It just started hitting everywhere. So,
because they could use that to propel the market, right? They could say, "Oh my God!"
But you got to remember that the new iPhone 14 got basically pooped on in the reviews as just a glorified 13 rebranded. So, like,
I'm sorry,
I can understand why they
Apple lover, but what's the change from iPhone 8 to 14?
And Apple products like duplicate every year.
Well,
the only thing that's different
that was the big thing is consumer reviews were terrible for it because it was basically just a repackaged 13.
My consumer reviews have been terrible for Apple for about 30 years.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just feel like they keep adding in length. I mean, features wise, it's still a phone. You're still doing, the key is to talk. But I think we're a long way from that. Okay. Any questions on this? So I would, kind of wait for this, depending where we open here, maybe Thursday even, that we might have the ability to short. Tomorrow might be a trend day up, especially, I think tomorrow is Tesla.
Yes.
There could be speculators betting on Tesla. I think Tesla took a nice little run today.
Elon has no more Bitcoin to sell. Like, how is he going to push his earnings up?
So here's Tesla here. Let's see. So it looks like they might try for 233 here. And I mean, this one is consolidating really, really nicely here. Look at the value areas here. I mean, it's almost like it's been consolidating here for some time, since October 7th. It's been in this area. And it's in a P-shaped volume profile.
Been consolidating since it dropped $100.
Yeah. So remember, the same way you accumulate when we're in stage one, you accumulate, you go. I don't know, I'm not saying it goes down. They can drive it the same way they did with Netflix. But there's a high chance. I mean, this POC right here, watch this level tomorrow. I don't know if you guys can see these candles here, but let's see. Look at the candles right now in this POC here. Look at that. Almost 3 days you're in this range. And then you come back, you kind of get rejected. You pushed it back inside, you got rejected. You opened above it, and look what happened immediately.
What are the clouds on Tesla?
I don't know. I don't have them open. Okay. Let me just check. Google probably never broke 103. Yeah, it broke it and then they got rejected. So there goes short cover on Google. And now you had another P here, right? And now you have a volume profile. What shape?
B. Lowercase b.
What
Yeah.
does lowercase b indicate an uptrend?
No.
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 Usually a reversal.
Usually a reversal. So you guys know, I mean, AMV closed below today's session POC, above yesterday's. It seems like this level here is going to be pivotal, which happens to be psychological too. I would watch this below 100. Once you lose this value area here, your closest value area is a 98. So you have $2 move here. Would not be shocked to see this happen really quick. Amazon over 118 yet? Nope. Look what
Dude,
it
was
says
down at
here.
like 105 earlier.
Yeah, we talked about it, I believe, didn't we talk about Sunday on this? I think we did. We said this would be the reclaim go long level. Well, I wanted to play 120s. And I think these 120s went 400%. And I just can't justify myself to buy calls right now on Amazon. When really the opportunity was, you didn't know if they wanted to go to 105, would you want this drawdown, but they drove it up. Could be this, it was a short squeeze. A lot of people bought calls, the Delta switched. And let's see what they do now. I just want to see if there's any, and there's a VPOC here. Well, this would be good.
There's still a shitload of puts expiring Friday.
Well, tomorrow might be a really nice volatile day. You know why, because you mentioned it today.
Yeah, the VIX.
Yeah, tomorrow is the VIX expiry, so we're gonna be back to 112 here shortly. We have another VPOC here. Did anyone spending on Amazon slow down, or just my household?
Like I had some friends, they started posting pictures on like Instagram of like pre-Amazon Prime Day sales. They bought like so many boxes.
I feel like I've been spending less on Amazon.
I've been buying a little more.
Same.
And I
Not
keep
me,
seeing
I'm
the
still fucking
advertisements
lazy.
everywhere. Like every time I go outside, basically.
I'm just seeing a lot of prices that are not longer the best on Amazon on certain items that I look at least.
About like 10 to 30% more expensive than your local store.
Yeah, they tend to be, and they're known for something else before.
I can't find it at Walmart. I usually get it from Amazon.
Yeah, Walmart.
If I can't find it on Amazon, then I'm not needing it.
Yeah, I'm with Dumpster on that one. I'm like, you want me to go to Walmart? No, I'm good.
Yeah,
No.
fuck that. That's like a 3-hour adventure for like
Yep,
$7
Hell yeah.
something.
I'm right there with you guys.
It's just too many people. I just can't
Yeah.
deal.
Ones.
I agree, bro.
Just you won't catch me at Disneyland. Like no chance in hell.
That's the reason why when I said the other day, I know I'm a motherfucker when I'm going through Walmart. I'm like racing car. Get out of my way. I know where I'm going. In and
That's
out.
that's a lot of pushing and rolling for me, man. So I'd rather order through Amazon.
No, it makes sense. I mean, it fits, right? It fits in the lifestyle, especially the busy lifestyle that we're in.
Yes, it does, bro.
True.
There's a nice channel here that we are in Amazon. I mean, this is beautiful, right? So if we are able to, for me, where do you guys think I was short? Anyone here?
123.
POC.
I mean, this would be something I would want to go for, right? And they're Friday 28. That's the only thing that might hold you back a little, but let's see when they arrive. When they get there, what happens? They came back, they made a lower high, they got rejected. And then even if I was to grab just volume from the sell-off, here, I'll grab it to the end. Oh, this looks ugly on 5 here. So a lot of volume happened here on the sell-off. So, and if I take that away, volume is here, and then the last sell-off imbalance. So where they stop making lower lows until consolidation is here. So it looks like this range here might be the new play for me. And if you guys look what's in between here, just nice skinny belly, like it looks like a free area. They go here, here. So I think it might not be a bad short here because you could drive it all the way to 113, which is about 10 bucks. So I'll be watching this to see. There's probably a good closing here. So almost like a double distribution. Did not mean to do that. This would be pretty cool to watch tomorrow. Okay. Anyone else? Anything you guys want to take a look at? GS. These levels are. They're making higher lows here. This looks interesting. So we reclaimed this. We kind of came back here. I think it might be headed, man, to 335. I don't know where they beat. Man, it looks like some kind of beat on earnings.
Yeah, they killed it.
Yeah. Yeah, probably their investment side's going to be saving their ass on everywhere else. If I was to guess, they're going to be carrying the a lot of weight now on trading. Should read their transcript.
Richie posted something earlier. Like Bruce Gray, early morning.
I would watch this. I mean, 323 to 335 might happen. Just heavy volume. Ideally, this was a good buy here at 303. Just the earnings might throw you off a little bit. Amir here, kind of testing the previous port. All right, guys. What else? Oxine. That'll be the last one. Here you guys go. So if you guys think gas is gonna come back down, you know, so here's an accumulation right here. Obviously, there's one being either accumulation or distribution being set up. And you guys see here that they accumulated for a long time. They dipped it, the March happened. And now, are you going to go to all-time high test while you're here in the uptrend? Then you have a little bit of to go, right?
Oh,
What happened?
futures broke the trend line. Fuckers.
No.
What's up, Shorty? You swing anything for tomorrow? Into tomorrow?
Nothing. No swings in this market.
Oh man, I did.
What'd you swing?
370 for Friday.
Probably a good idea.
I'll offload with everybody.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Hopefully they don't do some crazy shit like Netflix, gap it up.
Man, that I can't believe Netflix brought it the whole damn market, bro. I guess institutions are looking at advertisement stocks and how they do in their earnings.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the new baseline. I mean, they mentioned that, I think it's November, they're gonna make that active, right? Yeah, they said they're gonna be active in November in US.
You think advertisement is the new semi hype, like we had I think last?
Advertisement on Netflix or?
Oh, like just advertisement in general, like advertisement stocks is the new hype for, like we have for semiconductors when MU was hot, rocketing, AMD was rocketing.
I don't know, honestly. So for me, the way I think about advertising and budgets, when the economy is bad, it doesn't matter how much you advertise. I think you're just spending dollars on something that people can't afford. So it might be a true expense, and to acquire a customer, your cost of acquiring customer will probably go up. And if that goes up, your margin go down. So I don't know how much I would, because what's the first thing you guys cut in the budget when shit hits the fan?
Entertainment.
Consultants,
Sales and marketing.
entertainment, travel.
Yeah, for most companies, if you just guys research it, is all those things. The marketing is one up there. And you know what they tell the salespeople? Come on, step it up. Usually they cut the marketing budget as much as they can, and they rely on the sales force people. So, and then they're like, okay, well, you guys can do it. Here's a quota. And then they put the quota so high that those people can't hit the bonuses. So they're doing all the in hope they can, and they come very close to it. They don't get paid, and so on. So I think marketing companies in the next couple of months, because even Google warned that their ads are going down. The revenue on their ads is going to be hurting.
Yeah. I'm also looking at healthcare, bro. I don't know.
And like here, I mean, they're going to be charging 5 minutes of advertising per hour, free, privacy protections and that. So are they going to be selling your data, what you watch, blah, blah, blah? There's probably a lot of that too happening in the back door. Oh, damn. So Thanks, Richie. As I expected, Goldman's fixed income traders generated 3.53 billion in revenue, 41% jump from the year prior. Yeah, they really have good traders. Goldman Sachs has good traders. And look, equity traders brought in 2.68 billion in revenue, a 14% drop from a year prior. So they had decent exit because we overall dropped over 25%, and they had 14% drop in equities. That means they got out on time. All right, guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, Shorty.
All right,
Have a
thanks,
good
Shorty.
night.
See you
guys.
tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
Later, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.